Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in once again to the penultimate episode of the greatest review show on the intrawebs today. Welcome to what will certainly be one for the history books. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan, the only show that watches the greatest show on the internet and then wonders what the hell's going on over there. I am, of course, your host with the most, the mercenary with the kicks, coming to you live from the year 2286. It is Call Sign Henshin. Hope everyone's having a lovely week so far. I've been doing pretty good, in case y'all are wondering. I can't complain, but every day that goes by is just a reminder that we are close to the end of this series, and it's starting to feel every bit of it the closer we get. It's not something that I am, happy about. Like, for all intents and purposes, I am not looking forward to this. Not because I think it's going to be bad, but just because I don't want to live in a world where ZETZ ends. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of a world where there's no ZETZ, man. I don't want to be a part of a world where there's no ZETZ. Hold on, I got too much stuff going on in the background. I gotta close some things. I am only realizing now because I had a 3D program going in the background that my model was stuttering a little bit. Let me just get rid of that. And save that there. Because I'm looking over and it's like, what is going on with the encoder right now? I'm like, oh, that's probably why. Let's free up some stuffs. How about that? How about that? We good now? We solid? Okay, so it's going to be like that today, isn't it? Hold on. Hold up. Okay, we good? We good? We moving? We schmoving? I don't know what's going on. Do I have to shut that down too? Oh, it's probably because it's hot loading. Okay, is that enough? Oh, let me turn that off too. Yeah, a little bit of a... It was peak. Don't spoil it. I mean, I know you're not gonna, but still. I don't know. That was a reflex. I am so not looking forward to this because I kind of don't want this to end, Like, damn, dude. Like, this is, for all intents and purposes, like, the best Kamen Rider we've had in years, and I don't want to walk away from it. Like, it's just, we need... I want to put it to you guys like this, like, I don't want closure. I don't want it. I want this show to have another season. I've said this ad nauseum, like, so many times, but I want this show to have a second season. I don't want it to end. Give us another season, you cowards. Give us another one. I get we have the yearly tradition where we gotta have a new writer every freaking year, but, like, motherfucker, give us a second season. Even if it's gotta be on Amazon or something. Give us another season, goddammit. You can't do this to me. I can't take it, son. I needs more ZETZ in my life. I needs it. I can't live without it. I needs it. But yeah, man, we're near the end. Like, I can't believe it. But there's something about the show right now that's bothering me. And upon looking further into it, I feel like with everything that needs to be resolved, there's no way we can fit that in 2 episodes. Like, there's just no way, you know? Because it feels to me that, like, there's still, like, a lot of things that I don't know if you can wrap this up in just 2 episodes. I feel like you need a little bit more time. This is definitely not a case of I think, oh, movie. No, like, this just feels like we need a little bit more time to breathe. We need a little bit more time to, like, get all of this in, because this doesn't... Because I feel like there's more to it than just the 2 episodes. Maybe it's because, like, it feels like we're near the end. Maybe they already have it well planned out. But in my mind, it feels like there's still some things that we need to wrap up. And I don't know if you can, like, do that and still have the final battle with Oblivion just take 2 episodes, right? Because normally in my head, I think the last episode is usually like, okay, the bad guy usually falls, and then there's, like, an aftermath. Like, there's a little bit of aftermath after the fact. So I feel like either Oblivion's dying at the end of this episode or early next episode, and then we figure out what the aftermath is of everything. But, like, right now, as it stands, there really isn't, like... It still feels like we need still a little bit more time to finish telling the story, you know? Even, like, a couple of episodes. But... that's only going off how it ended last episode and everything, so I could be wrong. They fit it all into a nice package. You know? I feel like that's what we're going for, what they're going to go for here. At least that's how it feels to me. What's left to resolve? Phantom? Like, that whole dealio? I mean, they're going to fight, I think, in this episode, I think. But, like, there's also... how do we, like... I don't know. Like, it's hard to... pretty much, a lot of the things that I'm thinking of are things that, like... we've already established, like Code Somnia and things like that, which are probably going to get, like, a pretty satisfying resolution. But in my mind, it's like telling me, I feel like this could use a little bit more time, you know? Because, like, I think in my head it's because the rhythm has been knocked a little bit. Because we've killed the first 2 Gore Nightmares, and then we were thrown this weird curveball with Phantom and Oblivion and, like, this whole thing. So now it's kind of like mesticizing now. It's like manifesting now, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. But enough about that. Let's go ahead into our cinemas. It is almost time. All right. Let's go ahead and get this on the screen here. All right, so here we go, folks. 10 seconds left. Let's go ahead and start turning this down. Oops. Not what I meant to do. All right, here we go. I meant to pause that. There we go. So right off the rip, we're not even, like, doing a little build up to it beforehand. Like, it's just straight up, Nem's dead. Nem's gone. Nem is no more. Letting that scene from the end of last episode, just that particular hard end, you know? Like, I feel like you really couldn't do more than that. Like, the story has led us to this point. You can't really, like, go in any further than what we have now, you know? Like, this is... like, this kind of puts a finale on it. This definitely... the fact that we can't really, like, call back any further than that kind of makes it feel like, yeah, this is a finale. We just needed to touch on that little bit. We're going into full. Enjoy this theme song for the last time, because I think next week we just get a straight cold open, no theme song. Because if it's the ending, you don't want to throw the theme song in there, you know? So this may possibly be the last time we hear playback. So keep that in mind. Keepeth thateth in mind. Case 49. Remember.
現実が戻ってる。はい。ただ、ネムちゃんの広告が全て消えてしまってて。後でそちらに。バクと小高。まだ夢の世界から戻ってないようです。悪夢は終わったんじゃないのか。
So the nightmare isn't over.
何があったの
Swing.
ネムちゃんがいない。
Huh?
なんで帰ってこないの
Calling Baku.
何をする気だネムを取り戻す。
You didn't even.
消えた。もう手遅れだ。消えてない。これが何よりの証拠だ。
Huh, wait, what?
ナイトメアに消されたもん全部が戻った。一人の犠牲で世界は元通り。ネムちゃん様々。
I don't know why Zing is like. He's stating the fact, but he just sounds like a dick.
こんな結末、俺は認めない。
The void, it calls to us.
自分を忘れることで僕の存在を消すなんてやってくれたね、ネム。
Oh, she erased her own memory.
ネムって誰？忘れよう。そんな人間も僕ももう存在しない。
Okay, I don't know what he's expecting to pull here. I genuinely don't know what. I don't know what the fucking move here is. Wait, what?
何の間だ。 ZX ストリームの力をよこしなさい。どけ。ネムがその扉の先に。あの子はもう消えたのよ。
It's a woman in denial.
幻影の力があればネムを作り直せる。作り直す。私が赤ん坊から育て直す。ありえない。
She's lost her mind. She's lost her mind.
ネムがただの幻影だと認めるのか。ネムは現実で確かに生きてきた。その姿をあんただって見てきたはずだ。 Make our dreams come true. 現実で生きたいというネムの夢を叶える。
This is like the weirdest green screening.
世界を歪めることになっても約束する。ネムは必ずあんたの元へ連れて帰る。
Yeah, at this point, both Phantom and the lady were never evil. When you think about it like that, they were never evil. They just were mothers caring for their child. That's all it was.
嘘だろ。ネム。
Oh shit. Wait, what?
小高さんの会社化復帰に関してはブーム承諾済みです。
そうか。
Interesting.
おかえり、小高。干渉に浸りたいところだが、状況はどうなってる？ネームが消えてアクセスが終わった。すべての人が戻ってるか早急に確認するぞ。
はい。
そうか。
Wait, what?
何してるんですか？
夢に潜入するんだよ。
は？
枕元に見たい夢を置いて。ネムは自分の意志で消えた。ゼッツすらその結末は変えられない。だったら怪獣化がゼッツを超えてやる。馬鹿げてる。これからの命を見ろ。それを守るのが警察。バカだろうとなんだろうと全て救う。
Man, he is ridiculous. I mean,
目を覚ませ。
本当ですよね。
ナスカ。
でも私はもう仲間を失いたくありません。一つの大切な人命も守れずに警察官を名乗りたくない。
she's standing up, baby. Wait, why an eggplant? What the fuck?
勝手にしろ。
Why an eggplant? Explain this shit to me. What? They believe.
見たい夢にならなかったってこと？
マジか。マジか。ああ、済んだ。
二人ともどうやって夢の中に？
みなみちゃん。
どんだけブラックケースに触れてきたと思ってんだ。行くぞ。
Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Breakthrough. Breakthrough. Oh, shit. Oh, this is when the split happens. Oh, never mind. Wait, what?
何のつもり？
ありがとう。母になる夢を叶えてくれて。でも、あの子の母は私だけよ。
She still fights. Whoa. Holy shit. Oh shit! It's Raiden. It's fucking. He goes, but shit.
夢を見ることすらも捨てる気。
私は眠らない。夢を見ない女。
Jesus, that got brutal.
本望よ。このクソだ。
Huh. He's lost it. He's lost it.
できてくれ。
いつも一人で背負うな、バカ兄貴。バクを一人にはしない。あなただってそうだよ。ネムちゃん。
俺は忘れない。世界一の愛され者で正義感にあふれてた君を。
私たちは
Oh, this is the power of friendship is here.
あなたがいたから私とバクはまた家族になれた。
忘れたなんて言わせないぞ。
私に大切なものを思い出させておいて、あなたが忘れているわけないでしょ。そうだよ、私たちは覚えてるんだから。
帰ってこい。レム。
Wait, wait, something's happening. Things are happening. Oh. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for.
窓の方へ。早く。待って。
Wait, what? Oh, interesting.
どうしたの？
あなたが生きている限り、世界はきっと美しい。
でも
Oh God.
お母さん。
I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. It's funny how we're calling back to the butterfly iconography right now. Like, we haven't seen that shit in like a while. That was literally part of the hallucination. Or not the hallucination. The fucking premonition. That's what it was.
叶えるよあんたの夢も
レナまた全部消してあげるね君が苦しまないように
Oh shit! Yeah.
ろくでもねえ選択しちまったなバクちゃん
No fishing.
ブザーまで切るか
He was kind of hoping he wouldn't have to do this shit anymore. That's what he was hanging his hat on.
本当に叶えたのか
Wait, what?
それが現実だというのなら夢は自由で希望の
The crew's coming together, baby. Let's go. One last one for the road, baby. Booster.
俺たちの生きる力だ
The man that fought for her.
おかえり
ありがとうみんなのおかげでネムちゃんを救えた
次はいつ帰ってくる
多分次はない
Oh no.
みんなも今までありがとう
I don't think.
行ってこいバカ兄貴
I was about to say, I don't think this ends on a happy note.
やだやっぱやだ
Damn it.
やまでくないお
We're here, baby.
やっぱり世界は消えるよ
させないって言ったろ Make our dreams come true
Look, if you don't pop a Henshin right now, Eminem, I'm gonna be pissed.
ミッションを遂行する
もういいよ
He's not dropping shit, baby. Henshin,
I'm on it 変身
let's get it back, baby. Morning, Rider. ZEZTZ-udan. Oh, goosebumps, baby.
わからないかな君がネムを思えば思うほど彼女の深層心理で不安が膨らみ僕は強くなる
夢は悪夢を超える
Kick it. Oh, baby.
生まれた記憶は辛いことでも苦しいことでももう絶対に忘れない。
Frustration kicking in. Let's go. It's our champion.
最高に悪夢楽しんでんな。俺もまず
The crew's coming, baby.
これは遊びじゃない。ナイトメアを止める任務だ。
They're multiplying, you fuck. Hit it, baby. Last mission.
夢なんて叶わない方が圧倒的なんだよ。
俺たちに刻まれた思いをお前なんかに消されてたまるか。さあ、
Last case.
ないよ。
Imagine. Very nice. Wait. Hold on. Who was that? That was that Nox? I couldn't tell if that was Nox or no. That was our next guy. Holy shit. Wait. I need to hold up. Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. I think that was our guy. That's our new guy. I need to look at that again. Hold on. Hold up. Heart of Impact, and then Mouse. That is our guy! That's our guy! Yep. We're getting the Myth. The Myth isn't going to be in the fight, but he's going to be in the final episode. There's your confirmation right there. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. This is crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, there's not much left to it now. It's all getting tied up in a bow now. Phantom's been resolved. Phantom's been resolved. Literally, Oblivion. So literally, all the pending strings are gone. Any pending plot contrivances are gone. It comes down now to the battle between our boys and Oblivion. That's it. That's all it comes down to. Now, personally, I'm mad that Nem never got a fucking belt, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. But that's my own personal. At the end of the day, like, there's lose the Kosanuki Sabi. Yeah, that's literally the last thing. That is quite possibly the last thing that we need to deal with. But I feel like it's gonna be it's not it. Are they gonna approach it? Are they gonna approach it? Are they gonna like? Or is it just gonna be like, okay, Oblivion's dead, we ain't gotta worry about that no more? So it's like, that is literally the one big plot point that needs to be touched on. But that can be touched on next episode. But by the looks of it, I feel like it's Oblivion or a movie. I mean, it would be weird if like, they still got rid of Oblivion, but like Farewell Mission was like the end of the end. Because that would be weird. That'd be an odd choice to make. Right? Because like, the only time they ever did that end a series in a movie was Decade. And at the time, people weren't a big fan of that. You know? They weren't a truly big fan of that. They were... So I worry about, like, if Farewell Mission is going to be the end, or if next episode is truly going to be the end. Because I feel like at this point, Oblivion's cornered. There's not much he can do. There's not much Oblivion can do, so what else is there for him to do? You know? Like, how do you... Because at that point, then, if we're already looking at Oblivion's end, then how the fuck do you turn that into a movie? You know? How do you turn that into a movie? Oblivion lost their erase. It's not that they lost it. It's that basically they can't stop it. You know? It's more like it can be fought against. Because right now the only way Oblivion can actually get through is if Nem has some self-doubt. But by the look of it, it doesn't look like that's where it's going to go, at least not initially. Right now, we're standing tall. So it's not that Oblivion lost as a race, it just has no effect because Nem has lost all her meanings of doubt. So as far as I can see, as far as it means to me, it's strictly a case of Nem having self-doubt for a second. You may get your triple rider kick. I believe it, but I think it's gonna come, but I think it'll just eventually come down back to Baku and that new capsule he got. Which I thought was Booster at first, but then I looked at it and I'm like, no, that's a rider kick. If that isn't the significance of a final rider kick, I don't know what is. But yeah, like, this is truly the end. So Nem expelled Oblivion. No, the way it was working was... Nem's last-ditch play... Nem expelled Oblivion, got expelled from Nem. Like, I kind of have to revisit that subconscious theory because it definitely felt like erasure was happening. Right? Also, it'd be weird for freaking... it'd be weird for Baku to fight this hard for Nem out of love, only for him then to die, you know? Like, that's why I'm also not fully committed at that end, at what it showed in the preview of him finally fading away. Like, not to mention, like, it would be a weird move to kill a writer, right? It'd be an odd move in the sense of, well, as far as Toei concerns, the crossovers are the big bucks. So why the fuck would you kill off your main guy without at least, like, setting up someone else to take up the mantle, you know? He might not die, but he could get stuck in the world of dreams. I can see that. I mean, it's literally the same with Gaim. Gaim's a god of another planet, but he comes back every once in a while. I can see it. Like, I could totally see exactly what the situation deems it appropriate. Like, he just, like, fucking Dream Monster. Plus, I feel like if there was a way to, like, oh, you know what? I just thought of something. If Farewell Mission is meant to be like the ending, it's an inverse of what we just saw with Nem. ZEZTZ disappears, Baku disappears. It's up to the crew to find him again. You feel me? Like that's a way to, like, absolutely approach that, like 100%. Like 100%. I feel like if that's the way you want to go with it, then, like, okay, we found Nem. The movie's about finding ZEZTZ. You know? Like, I feel like you got gold right there. So how did the lady kill Phantom? Apparently blinded her. So the Phantom tried to kill the lady, which she ultimately succeeded. But but in her last throws, the lady grabbed Phantom, force fused with her again, and then while like this weird merging was happening, the lady used Phantom's own claw arm to claw her fucking eyes out. Not like literally, like we didn't actually see like the eyes come out, but like literally ran the fist through her eyes and blinded herself. Because guess what? You can't put someone who's blind in an illusion because they can't see the illusion. So that it's kind of heavy on that, you know, like. So that's how that. So I felt like if there was not there, I feel like that possibly was the best possible way to end it, mainly because I can't. How do I put this? I can't see another way they could have ended that, right? Like, don't get me wrong, there were some ways I could see it ending, but like I feel like if they were literally going to set the whole thing with Phantom and the lady aside, I felt like that was the best way to do it. Like, the lady has to bring the death of Phantom. Like, there's no other way you could have approached that. So, like, it's just like, I felt like that possibly was the best possible way they could have handled that. Because ultimately, it kind of like, again, you have 2 episodes. You're not going to do a whole saga with, you're not going to do a whole arc with Phantom in just like in, because again, you can't do a 2-episode arc because you only have 2 episodes to deal with Oblivion. So I felt like this was the best possible way for them to deal with it. Though still, I will admit, I was fucking beast what she did. Like, just, I'm gonna rip out my own eyes. Fuck you. Because it didn't strike me at first. I thought like she had clawed it, and I was just looking at the Phantom side of her eye. No, like straight up her own face. And that's when I started going, it's Raiden, because it just reminds me of like movie Raiden, like from the original Mortal Kombat movies, just perpetually had the blank eyes. I'm like, that's what it reminded me. And to be honest, that's a batshit insane way of dealing with the situation. You know, like, that was a beast move, but at the same time, bitch, you hurt yourself in your confusion. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know, man. But to me, it just feels like, yeah, like the more we look at it, I feel like Baku is just gonna be a dream being. Like, a lot of people speculated that when the series started, Baku was. A lot of people speculated that Baku was actually a Dream Eater. A lot of people speculated that Baku was actually a Dream Eater of sorts. But obviously, the way the show is going to end, he's not going to be a Dream Eater in the strictest sense. He's going to be what's the word I'm looking for? A Dream Seeker of sorts. Like, he's going to be, like, a blink and you miss it in everyone's dream. Like, he's there. He's going to be more like an observer, like an overseer. He can't truly, I guess if I had to guess, he won't truly be able to interact with dreams the way he's been doing it before. Yeah, so he's not going to be so much a consumer of dreams as he is going to be an observer, like an overseer of dreams, you know? He is going to become well, not a phantom, but like he's like the mysterious stranger of the dreams, right? No, no, no. I get what you're saying, Z. But like my whole thing is that like he's not going to be a dream eater in the strictest sense. He will literally just seek out dreams, but like he will do more. He will only like really observe, because I feel like at the end of this he's losing Zets. Like he is losing the power to become Zets in some way, shape, or form. He's going to be pretty much what Nem was. Lives in everyone's dreams, but he's not going to be like a star in real life. He's just going to roam the dream realm. He's a roamer. He's a nomad. That's what it's going to be. Because in true hero fashion, he's being selfless, right? And in a way, you can kind of look at like what he was doing to try to bring Nem back as like a very selfish thing for him. Because we all know when he started, he was in love with her. But at this point, it ain't even about love anymore. It's genuinely about doing what's right. And if doing what's right sets him back on, like, literally leads to him being literally a speck in everyone's eye, a figment of everyone's dreams, like, what does that lead to? You know, like, there's not much you can do at that point. Right? Like, he can't fight. I don't think, like, at this point, like, I think we've established that after Oblivion, there may not be nightmares, at least not in this sense. Right? I feel like nightmares will just go back to just being bad dreams. Like, they will not become, like, manifestations of evil as they were in the show. They just go back to being regular nightmares. But it's a balance thing. I can sit here and just straight up tell you, like, straight up, a nightmare. See, Z, I agree with that. See, if he's going to be a dream eater in that sense, he's only eating the bad dreams. But he's definitely going to be a roamer. He just roams through the dream realms. He has no control of where he goes. He can't become a hero anymore. So he becomes kind of a deity. Right? He can't really influence dreams, but people can kind of see him. Right? Like, if you think about it, he will still, like, he might be that weird little figure that you couldn't really, like, put a face to at some point. You really couldn't put a face to him. But you saw, like, some dude off of the side of your dream just chilling. You can't place a face on him. You don't know what he looks like. And then after the fact, when you wake up, you're trying to figure out who the fuck was that guy. That's more than likely Baku. That's more than likely our boy. And it still, like, kind of feels, like, weird to me that, like, this has been possibly one of the more intense endings that we've gotten out of a Kamen Rider series in a while. Like, the mysterious stranger from Fallout 4. Exactly, Z. You get it. That's what there's two things this channel is about. It's about Tokusatsu and it's about motherfucking Fallout. So I'm glad that you caught on to that. So, absolutely, like, he's the mysterious stranger. Like, he shows up, he might do something, but then he, like, disappears as soon as he shows up. That's our boy Baku, what's going to be after the finale. What's your favorite perk? Absolutely. It's like, one hit kill. The mysterious stranger is not to be fucked with. I put in a mod in my Fallout 4 that turned him into Dallas from Payday, which was fucking hilarious. It was great. But yeah, man, like, there's really not much else we can say. The finale is upon us. The new guy is on his way too. We're gonna see him next episode, and we might finally learn a little bit more in that appearance of fucking Mike's. What's Mike's thing? Was 4 then later New Vegas based? Z, you and I are on the same wavelength, my boy. 4 is the better Vegas. 4 is the better Fallout. It's like you and me. Oh no, I read that wrong. You first played 4 and then New Vegas. Fair enough. But yeah, like he's not gonna become like this huge thing, because when you think about it, like the way Gaim was handled, if you think about it the way Gaim was handled, he's a god of his own realm. And every so often he shows up and he's back to his regular human self. So it's things like that. That's why I feel like he's going to roam, and then they'll find a bullshit way to write him into like the crossovers, right? I mean, it'll be a way that makes sense for the Mythe crossover. But then like for like Tyson's and later videos, they'll find a bullshit way to pull him out of there. They'll find a bullshit way to like bring him back, because like whoever thinks like fuck narrative reasons. Fuck narrative reasons. We need you in there to add value to our movie and to put more asses in seats. Like that's literally how it is. No one ever thinks about it further than that. Your childhood games with Skyrim and Fallout 4. That's fair. So right now we're kind of like in this kind of like there's really not much left for us to talk about in this show. Like we have hit the proverbial wall, because it's no longer speculation about what's coming next. We know what's coming next is the end. So the implications of everything, like, have already been, like, neatly tied up, wrapped up for us. There's nothing left. We have truly arrived at the end of one of the greatest Kamen writers to ever grace our existence. There's really not much else for us to say. Like, we're here now. What does that mean for us? What does it mean as a whole? Where do we go from? Obviously, we go to Mice, but there's going to be a whole week where, like, literally where there's nothing left. Like, I gotta know. Like, what do we do? Like, after it's done, there's a week where we do nothing. We're just waiting for Mythe to kick off his story. So, like, what happens at that point? What do we do as a fandom? What do we do as a community? What do we do? I'm not ready to start, like, looking back on it just yet. I'll probably save that for the next episode, for the finale. But man, if it doesn't feel like it feels weird, right? There's not much left for us to speculate. We've hit the ending. So I think really the only thing we can stop to consider, the one thing that we can consider is where does ZETZ as a whole go from here? Right? Because you got like V Cinema. Like what do you do for the V Cinemas? Like, what do you do? Like, take a moment to think about that. Where further do you take this story after ZETZ? Where do the V Cinemas take us? Right? You know what really irks me is that I feel like Nem is going to get lost in the girls remix. Like, she's gonna get lost in that mess. Like, I feel like something about girls remix that always pisses me off is that it doesn't feel like enough of a celebration of the female writers of Kamen Rider as it should. It feels more like this silly little afterthought that, like, doesn't benefit them in any way, shape, or form. You know? Like, it's weird. You know? You had to change discussion channels after the last Kamen Rider YouTuber. Being a YouTube reactor to Kamen Rider is a bit of a slippery slope. The only reason I pursue it is because I'm not making money off of this. If I was monetized, YouTube and Toei would have nuked my ass out of orbit. That's why, like, if I ever do become like a partnered channel or whatever, I'll keep doing the show, but they will never be monetized because I want to do this show for the love of the game. I never want to monetize this show. So if I ever, like, become that, I'll, like, set up, like, a Patreon thing or something. So if you guys want to, like, you know, so that way, like, if we ever get stopped, at least I'll have a place to continue doing the show, you know? But for what it is for me, it's just, like, it's difficult. It's difficult to love something when the company that makes it is somehow worse than Nintendo at protecting copyright. You know, like, they really want, like, to make sure that they control everything. Like Toei wants, like, here's the thing. Nintendo at least has decorum, right? Sometimes. I'm gonna put a... When I say decorum, I mean, like... But the problem is that it's weird when it hits. You know what I mean? Like, Nintendo, for the most part, at least have a reason to do shit. You know? Like, they can... They try to stop fan games every once in a while, but it's oddly enough not as prevalent. It's like, they're not stopping all fan games. They're very... I don't know what their criteria is. You know? But at least, like, some fan projects are allowed to thrive and survive and things like that. Like, they're kind of like a dick in that regard, like, trying to stop fan creations, fan adoration, like, fan things like that. Toei does, but at least some still thrive. Nah, man, Toei don't give a fuck. You're a fan, you just watch the show and you give us money. So if anyone tries to take food off their family, they take money off their table, they're going to go after them, no matter how small they are. So, me personally, like, they can't get me if I don't monetize this show. Right? I refuse to monetize this show. So obviously, I'll have other venues, like, for people to support the show, right? But the biggest thing you can do to support the show is just watch, right? Get your eyeballs on this. Let your people know, because, like, otherwise, like, I'll have to stop doing them, and I don't want to stop doing them because talking toku with the people is what I live for, man. I love this shit. And finding other people to talk about this show with them is what drives me. To build a community that comes together to enjoy this nutty, insane, crazy thing that is Kamen Rider. That's what we built this community on. I really need to get that Discord server rolling. But I digress. For now, I think that's as good a time as any to start sending this home. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, is the final episode of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. We will watch the episode. We will give a retrospective, and I will give my final grade on what ZETS as a series as a whole was. I may have to find the old tier list that I made a while back. But, man. I feel like y'all already have an idea of where it's going to sit on my freaking tier list. But like I should really try to track that down because man, ZETS. Man. But next week we'll be looking at all of that. We'll be watching the ending. We will be looking back. We'll be looking back at this show 100%. Not like actively looking for it, but we'll take a look back at the big points of how we felt about the show. We're going to look back at all of that next week after we see the final episode. So I invite you all to join me. I invite you all to come with me, and we will see. In a world of pure imagination, our boy Baku kicking ass once again. So I hope you all will enjoy me for a little bit of goodness, a little bit of awesome. Hope you guys will join me for overall a damn good time next week. Because we're going to celebrate ZETS. We're going to celebrate the legacy this show has left behind and prepare ourselves for the future. Prepare ourselves for what's next. I hope you all will join me for that one. Until then, guys, I hope you have yourself a lovely rest of your week. I hope you guys have yourself an amazing week. As I sit here with you all, 39 years old, and hoping more years of Kamen Rider are in my future, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to another edition of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. I want you all to stay sexy, stay cool, but overall, stay awesome. And I want to remind you that my name is Callsign Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours, and yours alone to conquer. So conquer it by any means necessary. Twitch viewers, hold. We're going to raid out. I need to find someone to raid. YouTube, don't even worry about it. But on both platforms, I love y'all. Stay safe. And I will see you all next time. Peace out!